with my husband Sean. Today we wanted to introduce our ER Shred protocol that we founded in October 2020. And Sean's going to explain kind of how this all came together for us.
In October was when we officially launched it. In May, June was when I had a full-blown health crisis, just the same year. I was in a bad state and I was mortified. I was humiliated because I had spent my whole career in the nutrition space. I was supposed to be teaching people how to be healthy. I was suffering, you guys. My body, I was not able to even use the nutritional products that I had been recommending to other people. My body was not processing well. I don't know all the reasons behind that, but what I do know is that I was suffering a tremendous amount of brain fog. Emotionally, I was shot. I had a lot of bloat and indigestion, and I just, you know what, it got ugly. Let's just put it that way. It just got ugly, and didn't it? It got ugly. Mm-hmm. And I remember what unfolded for me is really a miracle, because I remember I just needed something to happen for me. I needed something to work for me. And I remember feeling like something's got to give, you know. And Crystal was always saying, like, something's coming, don't worry, something's coming. And I remember feeling like, God, anyway, started reaching out to different friends of mine, health professionals, and one of them shared a concept of elimination with me. And that didn't really make a lot of sense to me in some ways, but I felt impressed to combine that concept, the elimination concept, with other concepts that I already knew from years past, and other concepts that I'd kind of known about but never really given a fair shot. ER Shred is really a convergence of about 5 concepts, and by putting these things together, really a miracle unfolds. Something magical is born. By about the 5th day, my bloat was gone. My mental fog was gone. I felt amazing. I felt like I had my life back and there was hope. And I remember saying to Crystal, I don't know what's happening to me. I was so overjoyed because I had my life back.
I definitely noticed a difference in his overall mental well-being. That was like my favorite part. He was just like excited again and just, so much energy and motivation.
Tell him about your results.
Yeah, it just happened to be like the perfect timing for me to be open to this like new thing to try, and we tried it together because I had become so discouraged on my diet, which was a plant-based diet that I had been on for almost a year, and not seeing any improvements in my health or my skin, and just feeling bloat every single night, feeling so much discomfort. And I just started to believe that that was just part of life. Like, if you're gonna eat healthy, you go to bed feeling really bloated every single night. But that has been one of my favorite parts of this, is having absolutely no bloat, no gas. My skin is improving, I have energy, I'm seeing muscle definition like that I didn't have when I was on the plant-based diet. And I love the empowerment aspect of it. Like, this has been the most empowering thing that I've ever done. I have absolute control over my diet, and I'm just thrilled about that.
We get pretty giddy because we know we can help a lot of people, and that's really what this is all about. Rather than us explaining you more of the technical details behind it, it'd probably be better if we had someone who was more credentialed in that area talk to you about it. And so after we had formed the protocol, we'd been on the protocol for some time, we'd really realized the miracle. Then we actually, I went to 5 of my best mentors and I said, this is what we put together. And the majority of them were very confused. They were really confused about different components of it, I'll say that. But this one in particular, which was Jesse Jamnick, was very open-minded. And in fact, it was cool because he said, you know what, I'm gonna figure out why this is all working together and how it's all working together, because he knows me really well and he knows that there had to be something to it. There just had to be. And so Jesse came on board, and since that time, we've been able to see thousands of lives all over the world really be enriched by this concept. So we're gonna kick it over to Jesse Jamnick, who's a nutrition coach, and he's also an ultra marathon runner. And he's just a wealth of knowledge. And my favorite thing about him is he has a gift. He has the ability to take really complex information and make it digestible. So I hope you appreciate his presentation. And guys, give this a shot. It's unbelievable. Jesse, take it away.
Hey Sean, hey Crystal, thank you guys so much for that amazing introduction. You know, as your friend, I am just so excited to see you guys vibing so high, health is in check. I remember clearly the struggle that you guys have been through over the last 5 years, trying everything under the moon, spending thousands and thousands of dollars trying to figure it out. And to see you guys the way that you are now just brings such joy to my heart, and I just wanted to share that with you. Guys, my name is Jesse James Jamnick. As Sean has already told you, I'm a certified integrative nutrition health coach. I'm a competitive ultra marathon runner. And really, I'm just somebody who's been in the health, fitness, and coaching space now for well over 15 plus years. You know, sadly, there are millions and millions of people that are suffering every single day, just like Sean and Crystal. There are millions of people that are in pain, millions of people that are struggling with their weight. They can't figure out what's going on. And despite all of the amazing advances in Western medicine, we still have issues of chronic disease that are just skyrocketing through the roof. I'm talking about things like obesity, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, ADHD, autoimmune disease, and the list goes on and on and on. And remember, we have this rise of chronic disease and more deaths due to chronic disease despite having these advances in Western medicine. And from a health coaching perspective, I just have to step back and ask myself, why is that? Why, despite all of these brilliant minds, why are so many people struggling? You know, it wasn't so long ago that I remember myself was in pain. I just wanted to feel healthy. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to look in the mirror and feel sexy. I wanted the confidence, the inner self-confidence. I'm sure there's so many of you out there that can relate to this pain, right? Yeah, because I hear it from all the time from my health coaching clients. I've heard it over the years. Everybody just wants to feel good. Everybody deserves to feel good. You know, I spent years and thousands of dollars trying to crack the code, trying to figure out what would work, listening to this, trying this, doing this diet, doing that diet, counting my macros, counting my micros, high carb, high protein, low protein, you name it, I tried it over the course. I used myself as a human guinea pig. And finally, after so many years of hard work, thousands of hours and thousands of dollars, I finally got my body to transform and look the way that I wanted it to look. I had the lean muscle. I had the shredded abs. I thought that's what I wanted. And what I didn't realize was that in the process of doing that, I also sacrificed my cellular health. And it wasn't until I finally made the connection of just how powerful of a drug food was, the role that it played inside my body, the fact that every single bite of food that I took, that I put in my mouth, that I let go into my body, that food instantly sends signals to my body. And it wasn't until I finally put those pieces together that I had my own aha moment, is what I like to call it. Once I figured that out, game over, life changed. You know, one of the coolest things that I got to experience in learning nutrition was I went to a school called Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And this was unlike any other college. We learned things a little bit differently in this school. I studied over 100 different dietary theories. I got to learn from some of the most brilliant minds in all of research and medicine and science. It was absolutely amazing. People like Deepak Chopra, Dr. Mark Hyman, and so many other amazing, brilliant minds. And the craziest part about this experience is that every single one of them had a different way of doing it. Every single one of them taught us about a new approach to food and why it works. And the crazy part is that every one of them had the research and the science to back it up. You want to talk about confusing, right? Now, the cool part that I did realize was that despite having different ways, every one of them realized that at the end of the day, the human body, you, me, all of us, are the miracle. We are the miracle. The body's the most fascinating machine that's ever been created. And given a fighting chance, the human body will heal itself. When taken care of properly, the body will thrive to levels that you've probably never experienced in your life before. And the cool part is realizing all of that. But it was also very confusing at the same time, because when you hear all these brilliant minds and they're all telling you different ways, it's like, well, which one is which? And it was in that time that I started to take a step back and I asked myself, what if it was actually a combination of things? What if it wasn't just one way of a diet? What if it wasn't just one way of eating? What if it was take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there? Multiple things all added together. So when Sean called me with this concoction that him and Crystal figured out, I didn't think the guy was nuts. Remember, I just shared with you that I studied over 100 different dietary theories and learned from some of the most brilliant minds in all of medicine and science. And every single one of them had a different point of view. So while I didn't think Sean was nuts, I did need a day to put it all together. You see, the way that my science brain works is I need to understand the why. Remember, my aha moment was when I put the connection together on why certain foods were doing what they did. So I laid out all this information that Sean gave me. I knew that something had to be there because I've known Sean for so many years, and he's very, very educated in this space. He's been around it his entire life. So to watch my two friends go from struggling with their health to boom, all of a sudden they're thriving. They're ripped up. Their muscles are popping. Their mental clarity is on point. I trusted that Sean and Crystal fell upon something, so I dove back through all my notebooks. I opened up my clinical nutrition books. I laid out all the pieces. And what I came to realize very quickly was that this protocol, this fusion of things that these guys came and figured out, this allowed somebody to actually get the aha moment that took me years and thousands of dollars to figure out. This eliminated all the culprit stuff from the body. This put their body back in check, just like I had so many years ago. And when I realized this, I knew that we had something special. And the coolest part about this was that it was easy, it was fun, it was simple, it was satiating. Now, I don't know about you friends, but from a health coaching perspective, typically simple, easy, fun, satiating, those terms, those words are not used in the health space and the diet world. Typically it's frustrated, aggravated, starving, and all of those typical words that you hear. So I knew something was there, and there the ER Shred was born. You know, the ER Shred's fascinating because it's a convergence of many different scientific methods all stacked together, where every one of them by themselves is amazing, but when joined together in this perfect fusion, if you will, each one makes the other one better. I'm talking about things like elimination. I'm talking about nutritional cleansing. I'm talking about intermittent fasting, net protein utilization, nutritional rebalancing, fat adaptation, ketosis, support, community, culture. All of these things work together like a well-oiled machine. And when you put them there and you give that to the body and you provide the body with what it needs, remember, the body's the miracle. The body will heal itself. The body will come back alive. So I want you to take a step back and I want you to imagine if you had a way that you could turn the brain back on, you could eliminate that brain fog, you could get the laser focused mental clarity, mental awareness every single day. If you had a way that you could get the body back to baseline and become in tune with the body, understanding every signal that it sent you. if you had a way that you could absolutely take control over culprit foods and crush cravings, if you could eliminate your bloat, if you could decrease inflammation, if you could increase your endurance, what would these things do for your life? Imagine if you had a way that you could sustain lean muscle and grow lean muscle through different phases. Imagine if you could melt away body fat, not the outside fat, the inside fat, the yellow fat that shows up on scans, the stuff that squishes the organs, that causes chronic disease, that's just not good for the body. Imagine if you could wake up every single day and feel confident and feel sexy in your own skin, feel amazing when you put on your clothes. What would that do for your life? And friends, the list goes on and on and on. And the coolest part is this is exactly what we've seen now since we've launched the ER Shred into the universe. Thousands of people are coming back and reporting, my inflammation's gone, my bloat is gone, my pain is gone. You see, you're the miracle, remember. The ER Shred is the vehicle. And what if you could do that? What took me years and thousands of dollars and hours of frustration, people are coming to this realization in 5, 6, 7, 11 days. That is mind-blowing as a health professional. I have never seen this in all my years. So let's break down the ER Shred so you actually understand the concepts that we have in place and what's going on. And I like to keep things very simple. ER Shred, and that's how we're going to break it down. So the E in the ER Shred stands for elimination. Now, I've put people through a lot of elimination protocols. I myself have been through elimination protocols. They are hard, they are frustrating, they are aggravating. Not with the ER Shred. We have found a way that we can actually satiate the body while eliminating all of the culprits. What do you mean by culprits, Jesse? Great question. What I mean by that is all of the things that science has already proven that cause massive inflammation inside the body. We're going to strip them from the body. I'm talking things like soy, wheat, gluten, artificial dyes, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, pesticides, herbicides, toxins. You see, our bodies are under a massive load every day. Our bodies carry this burden. Our heart can't miss a beat. Our lungs can't miss a breath. We expect our body to perform. So we need to eliminate all the foods that are literally making our body go to war with itself on the inside. We strip out all the bad and we usher in all the good. We give the body exactly what it needs to thrive. Remember, proper food is the miracle. Proper food is the rocket fuel, as I like to call it. Our cells need quality vitamins and minerals and nutrients on a daily basis in order for us to feel good, in order for our bodies to thrive at that peak optimal level. So we have this elimination aspect as part of the ER Shred. Then we have the R, and the R stands for reset. The reset is something where we leverage intermittent fasting via a nutritional cleansing regimen. Now, this regimen has an 18-year track record, just the reset regimen alone. This regimen has more published peer-reviewed research than anything that I've ever seen. In fact, it has over 750 people who have reported losing over 100 pounds of body weight. That is crazy. That is astronomical if you think about it. 100 pounds through just this regimen alone. So what actually happens? You know, fasting is a term that's thrown out a lot. I'm talking about real deal long-term intermittent fasting and nutritional cellular cleansing. And there's 4 amazing things that I want to highlight for you that happen when we do this with our bodies. The first thing is that we regulate all of our hormones. Things like serotonin and ghrelin, hunger hormones and appetite suppression. We regulate those hormones inside the body and we get them back in check. we also gain control of one of the most powerful hormones inside the body called insulin. Now, insulin is your gatekeeper. Insulin tells the body where to store food. Store it as energy in the muscle, store it as more fat for stored energy. Obviously, we want the insulin to store that in. But the problem is a lot of us have lost our insulin sensitivity because of bad habits. So by doing this regimen, we gain back control of that insulin. We gain back control of our blood sugars. Then we also allow our body to naturally produce more human growth hormone. Now, everybody associates human growth hormone with more lean muscle, and you're absolutely right for thinking that. But human growth hormone is so much more than just muscle. We're talking hair, skin, eyes, nails. Every aspect of the human body can benefit from an increase in HGH. And science has shown that when we do cellular cleansing, our natural HGH levels go through the roof. And the last thing that I want to share with you is this amazing concept called autophagy. And autophagy is simply broken down to the eating of. You see, over time, our bodies get sludgy. We have folded over lipid proteins that form inside of our cells. And you got to remember that our cells are duplicating every day, thousands and thousands of times over and over and over. So by giving ourselves a break, by giving ourselves that oil change and allowing our bodies to go back inside of ourselves, our healthy cells actually start to eat the sludgy cells. Now, I don't know about you, but when my cells kick back on and they start duplicating again, I want the healthy cells producing more healthy cells. I don't want the sludginess anymore. I'm done with the sludginess. So those are 4 amazing things that happen in the reset phase. Then we get into the shred. Now, the shred's a really cool aspect because how do we actually shred? Well, remember, it's not just one thing. It's this convergence of all of these amazing things, the elimination aspect, the reset aspect, and now we have the shred. And the shred is just quality food. The shred is amazing nutrition. You see, we're utilizing an untapped resource these days in high quality animal fats and proteins. And we're fueling the body. I would imagine that this was just how our ancestors used to do it back in the day, which is why disease was so low before all of these processed foods and carbohydrates came in. And we're going to leverage science once again, and we're going to incorporate these amazing, delicious, creamy, macronutrient balanced meal replacement shakes. Now, these particular shakes, just like our cleansing regimen, these shakes also have an 18-year track record. In fact, there's so much peer-reviewed published research with these, it will blow your mind just studying that alone. They also come with what's called Informed Sport, Informed Choice certification. Now, if you know anything about the certification world in this arena, this is the creme de la creme. This is the gold standard. If you're a professional or Olympic athlete, you do not put anything in your body that does not come with the Informed Sport, Informed Choice certification. It is a guaranteed stamp of approval that there is zero cross-contamination. You are getting exactly what that label says that you're getting. And if you know anything about this industry, that is just sadly not the case of how it works. Now, the cool thing is we like science around here at the ER Shred, if you haven't been able to tell yet. So we're going to leverage science once again, and we're going to take this already amazing, scientifically proven macronutrient balanced shake because why do we throw that in? Well, we also know that there's macro and micronutrient deficiencies that could present themselves if we're just fueling our bodies with high quality meats, fats, and salts. So we're going to come back in and we're going to balance out the body. Remember, the goal is not deprivation. The goal is actually to flood the body. So we want to balance everything out. And we're going to leverage science again with independent research that has done a study with all sorts of macronutrient meal replacement shakes. These particular shakes science has proven that these shakes have what's called enzymes in them, protease enzymes in them. And when we incubate, the incubation process, which is another amazing concept in the ER Shred. So when we incubate these shakes, we can actually take net protein utilization from 20%, if just consumed regularly, way up to 90%. So we go from an 80% waste to only a 10% waste. Now, I tell my health coaching clients all the time, you can eat healthy all you want, but if your body's not absorbing that nutrition, well, healthy doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what you eat, it matters what you can absorb. So we utilize that independent research again and throw in this incubation process. This does not happen with normal eating. I'll give you an example. If you eat chicken breast, for instance, people eat a lot of chicken for protein, you're only going to be getting in about 15 to 25%. So those are the three big concepts of the ER shred, but then we also added in a fourth one. And this one is very near and dear to my heart. This is our community. We have a thriving community. We have all sorts of health professionals in this community. We have doctors, we have functional medicine practitioners, we have herbalists, we have nutritionists, we have health coaches, we have holistic nurses, we have moms, we have dads, we have athletes, we have grandmas, we have grandpas. We have all sorts of all walks of life in this community. And this community is such an important aspect because you can get a regimen all you want. How many times have we been to the doctor? The doctor says you need to lose weight, but there's no tracks to run on. Well, the ER shred is not only the tracks that you can run on, the systems that are in place, but we also throw the community aspect in there because we know that there's going to be good days. We also know that there's going to be bad days. We know that this has been years and years and years of forming these bad habits. And we know that just from doing a simple 11-day thing, that's not necessarily what's going to crack the code up here. Now, yes, the body is going to respond, but if you can't get the mental and the physical to fuse together all in one, the chances of you having a long-lasting lifestyle change are going to be very, very slim. So the community aspect of the ER shred is just absolutely phenomenal. And the cool part is we give it to everybody for free. Yes, you heard that right. Absolutely free. We know that this is such an important aspect, and we know that it needs to be in place. And I welcome you into our community anytime that you want to check it out. You just come visit us at ershredders.com, and that will take you right in. My friends, I hope this has given you a breakdown. All I can share with you from all my years of experience is I have never seen a protocol work this amazingly. It's such a simple concept, but the results are so profound. I am getting reports back from all of my health professional colleagues that they have never seen anything like this. Not only have they experienced drastic life changes and transformations for themselves, but when implemented into their own clientele, they're getting reports back and they're like, "This is mind-blowing, Jesse." I go, "I know. It's crazy." People are getting that aha moment that I've spent so many years trying to get people to understand. Your body has never, ever experienced this level. Remember, it's not a one thing. There's no such thing as one magical pill or one magical product. It's the convergence of all of this scientific information all put together in this beautiful fusion or crystal ball, if you will, that really makes the impact that's drastically changing people's lives. And the only thing that I can ask of you is to come in with an open mind. I understand that you've heard things and have tried things before, but you have never, ever tried something like the ER shred. You know, I even put myself through this protocol and I've been living this lifestyle for so long. And I'm amazed at even what it's done for my body because I consider myself a pretty healthy guy. And the mental clarity is even sharper. I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. And I get the science that's behind it. So I welcome you with open arms to our community. I encourage you to take the leap of faith. You are worth 11 days, my friend. I hope to see you in our community. I hope to see you as part of our ER Shredder Army. And I can't wait to celebrate you and share all your wins as you go through your personal journey. Sean, Crystal, I'm going to turn it back over to you guys now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jesse, for your amazing presentation. We just want to invite you guys to give this a try. I know it might sound a little bit out there, but you will not be disappointed. Take a chance on this and just give it a try. Like, we're just continuing to see amazing results come in, and I get so excited every single day when we see new people posting their results. It's just so much fun. And also our support group is amazing. If you guys want to go to ershredders.com, then you'll see this community of people. It really is a community, such a community of people that just want to help, such like-minded people, so much empowerment and support there. I just love it.